Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so this is a part two to the original video I did with the chiropractor. I did wanted to share the second appointment. And so for those that are new to the channels, welcome. For those that have been riding along this whole time, thank you for the support. Don't forget to share, like, comment. So basically what I wanted to say was the last video that I uploaded was telling you what my experience for my first visit was. Now, the visit itself was like $47, I believe. And it basically included, with insurance, it included two visits. The original was where I will get x-ray done, do the full physical assessment. They also had me stand up in this machine that reads like the way you stand to see how your spine is going. And then what was it? I think that was, and then I did say the x-rays already. So x-rays, the foot thing, the physical, and talking to them. Okay, so then the second visit, which is also included with that price, is when they go over your results with you. And so basically, the second time I went around, I didn't get an adjustment. I never got an adjustment. I went to a room and talked to the doctor, and then he showed me pictures of my spine supposedly, and then other pictures on how it's supposed to look, and then how it's not supposed to look, and what this can cause and what that can cause. And so a lot of like possibilities if you don't take care of this or if you don't take care of that. And so then he went on to tell me that I didn't really have any like degeneration. Is it degenerative tissue? I don't freaking know the name of it, but basically I didn't have any problems with my spine at all. But if I didn't get treatment, eventually I will have issues with my spine. And so that kind of didn't really like, I was like, okay, well, if I don't need it now, why need it? But he was focusing more like on my neck rather than my hips. So he was focusing on my neck and a little bit of my lower back. And then he went on to show me like some articles of God knows whatever the heck, and how it's beneficial for the body compared to like prescription pills and surgeries and this, that, and the third, which some of it is true. I agree. However, then he gives me this paper that I still have. I don't have it right now, but basically it was like a payment plan for me to get adjustments 3 times a week first, and then after a month I'll go down to twice a week, and then eventually we'll go like that, and it will be for like maybe 6 months. But the payments, it was like a $9,000 contract that you had to sign in order for you to start the whole thing with getting the adjustments and some other exercises where they're like stretch your spine and then decompress and like that. And so I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, so monthly, and then with insurance deducts $1,500, and then you pay like 300 and some change monthly. And I'm thinking in my head, that's a whole other car payment. Like, who's gonna sit here and pay monthly to see you every so often when that's not what I wanted? I wanted just to go to a chiropractor and do an adjustment and see how it went and if I liked it and if it helped me, rather than doing a whole contract and payment plan and all this other madness. And so I was like, okay. I said, all right, well, can I get a copy of my x-rays? And then they gave you the sheet of paper where he says what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. And so when I came home, I did like my own research on what he suggested I needed, as far as like the exercises where you stretch, and you can do that with like a pull-up bar. And then you can buy these things for like $60 on Amazon that helps you stretch this here. So I was like, I'm not going with these people. And so it was a family practice. And what's funny is that I was actually considering applying to get a job there, but they filled the position. So I'm glad I didn't. I'm just like, is this how y'all make y'all money? Like you tie people up into a contract where they have to pay such amounts of money, and then you claim the insurance does pay something and the insurance doesn't really pay much. And so I decided not to go with that. But I found that was a family practice. I found another practice that was also family owned, and they're called the Back Doctor. And so with them, you're able to pay $60 for your first 2 visits, and you get 2 adjustments. And of course, they get to see like the x-rays you've taken before or whatever. So I went on to that place because they had no contract, and that's what attracted me to them. So my initial visit with them was completely different from the other practice. With this practice, you don't put any insurance down, and they sell you like 6 adjustments for like almost $300 or so after your original one. And so you do your consultation, which with your consultation, you go and you talk about where it hurts, why it hurts, what have you been doing, how do you work, what have you done already, what medicines are you taking, this, that, and the third. The guy saw the x-rays. I didn't really feel very comfortable because it seems like he didn't really know much, but I was like, whatever. I looked past that. Got my first adjustment. I was like, wow, this feels so different. You, of course, have to drink a lot of water because of all the toxins. And then, he was like, okay, well, I think that you can benefit from having adjustments every other week. And so I was doing so. But sometimes my schedule with my job and everything, like I had to do it after work. And so I ended up only doing it like every 3 weeks. That worked for me. And then I bought the package of 6. And so altogether, I ended up getting between 8 to 9 adjustments for less than $500. And I prepaid it. That way when I go, I didn't have to pay. And I wanted to try to see if it actually did help with my hip pain, which was the original reason why I went, since I was always walking and standing at my job. And let me tell you, it did work. Like at first I felt kind of like, I don't know how this is gonna feel, how my body's gonna react, if it's gonna make it worse. Because there's chances of things not happening how it's supposed to, or whatever the case may be. But after all those adjustments and getting used to my body and kind of taking it easy and getting the adjustments, like once a month. At first I started like twice a month, then I went down to every 3 weeks to once a month or whatever. And it helped me. Like my body has felt better. I haven't had that many issues with my hips. I also stopped eating beef and processed meat that causes inflammation. So that also helps some. And then I definitely suggest you try chiropractor for any joint pains that you have. Back pain, neck pain, hip pain, shoulder pain. Like I know you can get adjustments like on your sinuses, your forehead, like things that I have yet to try, but at least for my hip, that helped. And I found relief. So, I'm doing this video. That way you guys are aware of the 2 different practices that there are out there, and not to get caught up in a contract if that's really not what you want. They will try to sell you so many other things. They were trying to even sell me like a freaking pillow. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. So I found this place and I can go whenever I want to, just do an appointment, get my adjustment. The only thing I did not like, that's the chance that I took, was that the doctor that was doing the adjustments on me in the second practice that was also family owned, he wasn't coming up in the licensed or registered doctors. So I was like, something goes wrong, I'm doomed. But I've taken a break from that, and now I would like to start trying acupuncture. Just because I feel like I already did what I needed to with the chiropractors and the adjustments, and it's helped me tremendously. Now the problem that I'm having as of last week is my wrist. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a part 2 and an update and tell you the rest of the story on how it went with my first impression and chiropractor appointment and experience, and then tell you how everything else went with the other chiropractor that I did. Most of the adjustments was like 15 to 30 minutes long. They were not like super long. And normally they range between $30 to $60 or $80, depending on the practice. But I definitely recommend it for you to try it. Some people are against it, some people are not. But just like if you were going to order takeout, you would never know until you try it. Anyways, guys, thanks for sticking through. Bye.